Hello and welcome to the 6th edition of the RMI Technical Podcast in conjunction with Gondolier, brought to you by the Motor Industry Workshop Association, Tyre Equipment Parts Association and the Automotive Remanufacturers Association, all proud associations of the RMI. We're very pleased to have Marco from Gondolier with us to talk about diversification in the workplace. Welcome, Marco.
Hi Edley, it's awesome to be here. Thank you very much. Basically, what we want to talk about today is we want to move away from our traditional business. If you look at how things were in the past, everything was running smoothly, businesses were thriving. But obviously in our new economic environment that we're sitting with at the moment globally, everything is changing. So we need to move away from our traditional business. Month to month, people get together, they do their traditional things. So if you think about a tire fitment business, for instance, if I think about it, I think about tires, shocks, batteries and exhaust. And we need to start changing that mindset. When we go into those type of businesses, we need to start thinking, what can we do differently? How can I diversify my revenue streams?
So what we would have thought about as business abnormal is now the future of business is normal, with different and new ideas in the workplace, using new products, using different products and different processes to enhance profitability and our turnover as well. Let's talk a little bit about the products that we would use primarily in the Gondolier range, in the interior of the motor car, in the cabin area of the vehicle. So, on the leather work, on the plastic work, the fabric, cloth and so on. What is in the range, the Gondolier range for those products?
One of our brands in the range that we've got is G3 Professional. So G3 Pro is a product when you're talking about the leather treatments and those type of things. We've got a leather cleaner that you can literally just spray onto the leather seat, agitate it a little bit with a brush or with a microfiber cloth and simply just wipe it off afterwards. So it cleans it, it softens it up, it makes it into a perfect, it basically restores the leather for you. And then afterwards you can use a leather protectant that will obviously enhance it, keep it clean for so much longer, without it attracting any more dirt and those type of things. So it's basically a clean and then a finish afterwards.
Okay, so it's basically a leather soap and a leather protector thereafter. What other products are in the range for the interior cabin area?
Okay, so that is talking about leather. If you've got the fabric seats, we've got a multi-cleaner that you can use on your dashboards. You can use it on the side of your doors. Any chocolate stains, dirt, dust, grime and any other stubborn contaminants without leaving a slippery finish. It dries quickly and leaves a subtle new look sheen.
Are those also part of the G3 Pro range?
That's all part of the G3 Pro range. So we've basically got it into 3 different sections: clean, restore and finish. So the clean is obviously, as we said, on the leather is leather cleaner. On the fabric, you'll use a multi-cleaner that can also be used on your dashboards or any type of area inside your vehicle. And then a fabric protectant for your fabric for afterwards to enhance that cleaning. And then we've got a super dressing that will also take all that dirt and contaminants off of your dashboard or any one of your vinyl dashboard trimmings that you've got inside the vehicle. And then what's very nice as well, instead of having a perfume that normally hangs from your mirror, we've got an odor eliminator. So instead of just masking the smell with the perfume, we've got an odor eliminator that you can spray inside the vehicle, and it will attack the bacteria that's causing the smell and kill that bacteria and just gives a neutral type of smell inside your vehicle.
So it just gives you the fresh, clean smell, lack of smell, should we say, because it eliminates all odors. So it's a nice, clean, fresh environment that you're getting into, especially on a hot day. That's important, I think. Let's carry on with the exterior of the vehicle. Tell us what is in the Gondolier range for the exterior of the vehicle. That's probably the first line of sight of anybody in the maintenance of a vehicle.
When we go to the outside of the vehicle, if you have a look there where your door handle is, normally your nail starts scratching into it. And if you have doesn't matter what color car it is, we had a customer the other day where we've got a waffle pad. So it's an applicator that you can use to apply the polish and take out small scratches and those type of things. And what we basically did, it can happen right in front of your eyes. You don't need to have a special skill or anything to use it. If you see a scratch, you can literally just apply a drop of it, apply it to the vehicle. And physically, you can see how that scratch goes out right in front of your eyes. And that's all things that can add value to you as a tire fitment center for that instance. If we were talking about creating new revenue streams, going into new market sectors, by taking out small scratches out of a vehicle and doing the black plastics on your vehicle, renewing them, restoring them, will definitely add value to your offering then.
So these are all items that could be identified on the floor while the vehicle's standing, having tyres fitted, brakes or shocks fitted, things that can be identified that can enhance profitability and turnover in the fitment centre at the time. And it's something that can be applied with limited training. Obviously, there is some training required in the application of these products. What is there in the Gondolier process around training on these products?
We've got a national footprint all across the country, so it's easy for us to embark in training sessions. And we've got the Skills for Profit program that we've etched into in the past podcasts that we've done. And it's very important for us in doing training with the guys. Obviously, there's a certain skill set still involved. You need to have a look at the actual finish of the vehicle and see if there is scratches, if it's surface scratches, or if it went all the way through. So there's definitely some skill set that need to adhere to, but it's not something that can't be learned. If anyone has washed their car before or seen some surface scratches on a vehicle.
So it's something that a person working on a fitment centre floor would be able to recognise and identify as an opportunity to enhance the sale on the floor.
With our guys going out there, we'll literally take step by step through the whole process, and we'll help them to identify all these things. And by the end of the day that we've spent some time doing training with them, they'll most definitely be able to help themselves.
Marco, you mentioned earlier about clean, restore and finish being the three aspects of G3 Pro. How do these fit into the rest of the exterior of the vehicle?
So we touch base on the three different steps: clean, restore and finish. So what does clean entail? You need to use the G3 Pro wash and wax, which you can use to take off all the contaminants off of the vehicle. We've got a wheel cleaner that actually attacks that brake dust that's collected while you're braking. So that dust collects on the vehicle, that's always that black particles that you see on it. So what that wheel cleaner does is it actually attacks that brake dust and it allows it to bleed. So when you actually see it, we call it bleeding because you can see that red, purple goo that's coming off, and it's actually cleaning it without taking your hands into the rims, getting into it, all that particles, and it does it for you. Afterwards, you obviously need to restore. So what you then do is you can use, if you've got small little scratches underneath you there where you open up your door, you've got a scratch remover that you can either use with a microfiber cloth or a waffle pad, a compounding, it's the same material as a compounding foam we use when polishing. It's just something that you can apply with a hand, and that will take off all those scratches, so that's there to restore. We've got a G-mitt, it's called a G-mitt that works with a detailer that you basically spray onto the vehicle. So as industrial fallout, acid rain, those type of things collects on the vehicle, you can actually, looks like an oven mitt, so you put your hand into it and you just wipe it over the vehicle and it takes all that contaminants off. So that's the restore side. And then obviously on the finish, you need to have that lasting look. So it's a silicone free product that you can put over just to maintain that nice glossy finish. We've got a surface sealant that you can put on to seal that surface off and give you that nice smooth finish, which allows the water to bead and run off easily.
What do you have in the range as far as the black trim and rubber parts?
We have a product called Solution Finish. So what that does is it restores the original finish that you had on black plastics, rubbers, vinyl. So it embeds into porous plastic to restore that black finish into the actual surface. It's a quick and easy process to use. All you need to do is you just clean the panel properly off before you apply it. You wait for it to dry for a few seconds and it leaves you that great and new look finish.
So those panels and trim pieces that have turned grey with the heat and the sun and so on, they restore back to their original black colour.
It's a silicone-free product, so we would always put a silicone onto that certain part. Driving, especially in the winter time when there's a lot of dust collecting, you can always see that panels, attracting that dust. So what this product does is it restores the original colour of the plastic without having that residue laying behind.
So Marco, also one of the things that's quite common in motor vehicles is where the headlights have become almost grey, yellow, as if they've been sandblasted. Is there something that one can do about that?
We've got a product called a headlight renewal kit from Phoenixa, and that is definitely something that's quick and easy to use. So what you would do is you would clean the headlight. You would then sand it with a few different grits, and then you would mask it off and put a clear coat back, a clear lacquer back onto the actual panel. So it comes in a kit with all the products that you need to do that, and you can fully restore that headlights.
That sounds like a somewhat more skilled job that would take place. So I assume that there's specialist training for that function.
I also thought so. We had the guys over from Phoenixa from Belgium, and they showed us how to do it, and it's actually so easy. We can definitely show the guys, and something that will definitely add value to your business if you can restore it instead of replacing it for thousands of rands.
You mentioned sanding the headlight before applying a clear coat to it. It sort of gives me shivers up the spine when I think of taking sandpaper to a headlamp fitting. I assume that's a very, very fine grit just to take off the least amount of material to get it back to clean surface.
Yes, definitely. I remember the first time I saw a car being painted and I need to sand it. I learned that there is different grits, and obviously if you take for a rough grit like a P80, you would take off paint. But for those type of things, it will all depend on how deep the stone chips and those type of things are in the vehicle, and you would use the specific grit accordingly. But all of that will be handled in the in-depth training.
That's great, Marco. Thank you. So we've got interior products for leather, for fabric upholstery. We've got exterior products that clean, restore and finish. So in other words, put that protective coating over the vehicle to keep your pride and joy all sparkly and shiny. And you've got the solution finish for the black trim pieces and rubber parts. So the headlight restore is also a fantastic sounding product and easy to use as well. So we look forward to seeing that in the marketplace. Let's just go back full circle to the revenue stream and the development of the product range from Gondolier's perspective, and how that can come across into the fitment center industry as well.
Look, I think the time is now. We've been adapting to the new normal, and we need to embrace that. We looked into all these different markets, different products, those type of things. So I think it's time, to increase and diversify revenue streams within the business and look at this type of things. If we're not going to adapt to the new normal, we're going to fall behind.
Yeah, I suppose that's exactly what Project Delta is all about. And Delta being the symbol of change, and then also bringing skills for profit into the Delta project in terms of initiating change within people's minds in fitment centers and in the workplace.
Gondolier is committed to change and committed to the Project Delta. By using the Skills for Profit program, it would enhance the opportunity for all in the workplace. We would like to thank the RMI, MIWA, TIPA, ARA for all their efforts in this project.
As always, it's been a delight to have you with us and to hear the insights that you have into our industry and what diversification opportunities there are. And we sincerely hope that our listeners have enjoyed as much as we have having you with us and learning new things about where we could go and how we could enhance our industry. And with that, we will conclude today's podcast. And again, thank you very much, Gondolier. Have a good day.